it's Sophie from Most Magical Guides here. Thank you for checking out another one of my videos. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe down below, and I love to hear it and read all any comments you have, so let me know if you have any questions or any thoughts and feelings about anything we talk about today. So today I'm going to tell you what my 2021 Disney World itinerary was meant to be. So basically I was meant to be there right now at Disney, and I was also visiting Universal, but obviously because of the travel restrictions I haven't been able to go. I thought I'd do a video all about what my itinerary was going to be, and also how I planned it, and then hopefully that will give you a good idea of how to plan your own itinerary if you were visiting Disney World. So this year I was going to be going for 3 weeks to Orlando. Normally I usually do 2 weeks, but this time I really wanted to take my time and have kind of a relaxing holiday. I know when I go for 2 weeks I cram everything in and it can be really tiring. Always the most fun, but you are knackered by the end of the trip. So this time I thought if I add an extra week I can kind of go a bit slower, take everything in, it'll be quite nice. So my plan was I was going to fly out on a Saturday. I had a midday flight. I really like that time because it means I can leave my house at a nice time in the morning. I'm not having to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to travel. I can leave in the morning, midday flight, and then you land in Orlando about 5 p.m. So it's a really nice time to land. I always like to hire a car. I usually get with Alamo. And the great thing with Alamo is if you have one of the lower categories of cars, like an economy car, sometimes by the time you arrive at 5 p.m, all of those cars have gone, and they will give you an automatic upgrade. So that's kind of like a little hack, a little trick if you are traveling and getting a hire car, specifically with Alamo. But obviously bear in mind that that might not happen, so don't get a small car if you do need a bigger car, just to be on the safe side. But once I've got my hire car, I always head straight to a supermarket. I normally stay in the Lake Buena Vista area or at Disney itself, and I like to go, there's a really big Walmart nearby. I like to go and get water, snacks, like things to have for breakfast in the room. It's just a really great place to go. I also love just going to American supermarkets because they're massive and there's so much to see and do. And I also love that if there's any bits that you want to get that you don't want to pay for in the parks, so like ponchos, autograph books, things like that, these are really good places to go because supermarkets will have Disney products, Universal products, like Minions. They'll have all different characters, different films, and you can buy the products there and they'll be significantly cheaper. So I always think that's a great thing to do. Once I've been to the supermarket, I head to my hotel, check in. By that time it's normally quite late at night, so I just relax, go to sleep, get a good rest in for the next day. Normally I would start every trip straight into Magic Kingdom. I want to go in, I want to go down Main Street, I want to see the castle. That's just to get that feeling. That's always what I go for. This trip, however, I wasn't going to do that because I would be arriving on Labor Day weekend, so I knew it's going to be busier in the parks. So my first day I was actually going to go to Disney Springs. This year's trip I had booked my Disney tickets through Attraction Tickets Direct, and you got a free magic band as part of that, which you collect from Disney Springs. So I thought, perfect, first day Disney Springs, get some nice food and kind of ease into the time difference, do some shopping. I love going to the cinema when I'm in different countries, so that was going to be a really good option, and I can get my magic band and I'll be set for the rest of my trip. So this time I was going to have 14 full days in Disney World and then 5 at Universal Studios. Now, even though I had 14 days at Disney World, I wasn't going to spend from park opening to park close in the parks because there's no way I could have coped. I would be knackered. There's no way I could have, I would have had to crawl to Universal Studios. I just wouldn't have survived. So what I was planning to do is I had park passes booked for all 14 days so that I had the option that I knew I could definitely go and visit a park on those days, but I was going to kind of maybe go to the park in the morning, go to a water park in the afternoon, go to an outlet mall, swim at the resort and relax. So it wasn't going to be full on opening till close. And I was also going to be doing 5 days Magic Kingdom, 4 days at Hollywood Studios, 3 days at Epcot and 2 days at Animal Kingdom. Again, not 4 days in any of them, but the plan to do it like that was that Magic Kingdom, for me, has the most to go and see and do and experience and just soak up the atmosphere. Hollywood Studios, I haven't been since Galaxy's Edge has opened, so I really wanted to experience that. I really liked Toy Story Land, and I love Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. So this park has lots for me to do in it. So I was excited to spend time there, and also by going 4 days, it would give me the maximum chance of getting a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance and getting in all the rides that I wanted to do. But I think this is a park that's perfect for if you are visiting over multiple days, spending maybe half a day there and then half a day doing something else. I had 3 days at Epcot, mostly because Food and Wine was on, so it'll be nice to kind of dip in and out of the park. Again, I don't think you need 3 days to see the entirety of Epcot, but because there was a festival on, it's nice to be able to dip in and out and go and try the food and experience everything that's on offer. And I had 2 days at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is a huge park to walk around, but I picked that one for only 2 days because I was going to visit that on the weekends, and I'll come to that a little bit later as to why I chose that. But after my Disney days, I was going to do 5 days at Universal. I was going to have a whole day at Volcano Bay. Never been to Volcano Bay before, so super excited to try that out. It looks incredible. Again, I don't think visiting in September I would need 4 full days in Universal. I think I would be able to see everything and do everything in a shorter time. In fact, I've done everything in 1 day that I wanted to do at Universal before, because September is a quieter month to visit. But this year I was going to go to Halloween Horror Nights. This was going to be my first time going. I was so excited. I love horror films. I've seen loads of videos and vlogs and it looks amazing. But I am terrified of haunted houses. I had a very scary experience as a child and I've never gotten over it. So I was very excited to go to that. But because I was doing a solo trip, I was also very scared because there's no one to save me. There's no one to help. I have to be the person walking through. I can't get someone to go through first and check for me. So I was going to brave it and go. So I was very excited about that. And that sort of day, what I would do is kind of have a relaxing day, and then just focus on Halloween Horror Nights rather than kind of full jam-packed day and then really late evening. So the way I planned my itinerary this year was, well, the first thing I like to do is look at crowd calendars. Now, they're not an exact science, but they do kind of give you a good sense of what days typically are busier and which days are quieter for each of the parks. So I've kind of created a spreadsheet, and it's very complex. There's colours, there's asterisks, there's a lot going on, but it kind of gave me an idea of combining 3 different crowd calendars to see what the kind of average crowd is for the parks each day. So what I found out is typically it's better to visit Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios weekdays. That is when they will be the quietest. Epcot tends to be busiest on the weekends, just because especially if there's a festival on, it's a great time for locals to be able to come and experience it, and to dine and see all the events, and when they have the bands on usually, and so it's really nice for them. But it means that obviously they are busier on weekends. And if you look at the crowd calendars, the least busy park on weekends is Animal Kingdom. And that's why I was going to visit twice to Animal Kingdom, both times on a weekend, just because that seems to be the quietest park on the weekends to visit. Like I say, not an exact science, but it kind of does help you plan your itinerary out. And I definitely think it helps me, because especially when you've got 3 weeks of days to fill, it can be a big jumble of like, which day do I go here and what do I do? But if you kind of know, okay, avoid Magic Kingdom on weekends, that kind of takes those out straight away. Okay, Epcot, maybe do 1 day on the weekend and the other days in the week. Animal Kingdom, do on the weekends. It gives you a kind of sense of where to start planning your itinerary. So I would say, when you plan your own itinerary, make sure you do add in breaks and rest days. It is really intense when you go to the parks because there's just so much to see and do, and you walk so much, so you do get tired. On my rest days, I love to go to water parks. If I'm at a Disney resort, I love to just have resort days. There's miniature golf, which is amazing. And then obviously you can go and there's outlet malls or just regular malls. There's so much to do in Orlando itself. So that's what I kind of do on my rest days, so they're not too busy. But I would say if you are visiting for 2 or 3 weeks, you also have the luxury of being able to not spend park opening to park close every single day. You can take time out. It's really good if you have kids to kind of in the middle of the day when it's super hot and the busiest in the parks to come away, maybe go in the pool, nap, whatever you want. if you're an adult, it's also quite nice to come away and go in the pool and nap. Like, that's something I'm big up. But I would say if you are a Brit travelling to the US, definitely take advantage of your jet lag. I'm someone that wakes up early anyway, but when I get to Orlando, I'm up at like 4:30 in the morning. It's ridiculous. But the good thing is if you can hold on to a bit of that jet lag, so you are up kind of early, it means you can get to the parks for park opening. And I found that you could get so much done in the first couple of hours of a park being open. By lunchtime, they start to get busier. By like 1-2 o'clock, they're the busiest they're going to be. But if you go at park opening, you will get more done in the first few hours than you will for the rest of the day. So definitely take advantage of that jet lag, because that is the top tip. But yeah, so I'm hoping that hearing my itinerary has been a bit helpful. If you have any questions about how to plan an itinerary, let me know. I've also got a blog post that I did about how to plan your itinerary, and it talks about crowd calendars, but also the park pass reservation system, which parks you should visit on which days, and also how to plan just your itinerary overall. And then I also have my own, I've got a template that you can purchase, and you can easily fill it in. You don't need to have any big, I've got to get on Excel and start creating a spreadsheet and this, that and the other. It's all there for you. And it kind of has space for where you're going to be visiting that day, what you're going to be doing throughout the day, where you're going to be dining. It has space for reservation numbers, park hours, so everything you could ever need, and it's all in one space. So you've got your whole itinerary easy to see. So you can find everything at my website at mostmagicalguides.com. I'll link below to my blog all about how to plan an itinerary. But I hope you are having a most magical day, and until next time, I will see you soon. But if you do like this video, leave me a comment. You can hit the like button, and you can also subscribe. I do videos all about how to plan Disney World trips, Orlando trips, and I also focus on vegan Disney World, if that's something that is pertinent to you. So until next time, bye bye.